Hello, my friends. How are you doing today? I hope you all are doing very well. In today's video, I want to talk about the Mirror Universe and some changes that Scopely made this week. I've been busy enough that I haven't in-game gone back to the Mirror Universe since they made the change earlier this week, but I've experienced it myself now, and I feel it's important enough for us to talk about it. Scopely is always trying to find ways to increase player engagement, and that includes things like almost every month releasing a new loop, new things for you to do in game to suck it in and to take your money. But this change is maybe they just decide they're losing too much money because they didn't plan things right with the loot goblin and how often you can get loot from the loot goblin. Um, I don't know if it's bad programming or a retroactive decision to capture more revenue, lost revenue that they're not getting. But man, it is horrible. Horrible for the players, and it makes it so I don't want to go back to the Mirror Universe like maybe once a month. So good job, Scopely, taking that away. Anyways, let's hop into it. Let's talk about it. Why? Because whether the Scopely truly believes it or not, I sure do. The players matter. So what are we talking about? I'll put a couple of screenshots up on the screen here, but we're talking about this here. We're talking about the loot goblin. You can find these in various systems in the Mirror Universe. You can, if you look in the description, if you're not already, haven't already joined our Discord, trying to build a community of people that are here to help each other. And just a quick moment to mention this, I had actually made a video about the usefulness of the loot goblin, as they call it in the community, being able to meet your refines in the Mirror Universe. But part of the reason I'm putting out this video is I have to correct that now because Scopely has patched it. They've made it so it doesn't work anymore. I used to take my tier 6 Sanctus. I believe someone told you can someone said you can go to like Mirror Deneb, or you used to be able to find these. But I would come over here to Mirror Hoven, and I would hit like these 50 level hostels, these loot goblins. And there's other systems where you can get a little bit more per loot goblin, but you could go here, or I could go here and hit hostels for my 30-minute window, and I could get around 10,000 of the liquid Trillium D that I could use in my refinery, which was pretty awesome. And it's interesting. Yeah, when I go back to look at it, I remember thinking, they start off with what, like 20 minutes that you could be in the Mirror Universe, and then they came out with the new building, which extended the time. And I already hated the fact that, okay, I'm going to the Mirror Universe, and it's not a 5-minute loop, and they keep adding loops as we've talked about in the game. It's a 20-minute loop, and then the building now has got me in there like 30 minutes. So that's an extra 30 minutes to my day. And you better make sure that if you're going to add a 30-minute loop to my day, that it better be worth it. It better be my trip to the Mirror Universe. Well, fast forward now. We now have the Protector in game. Some of us have unlocked it by purchasing it. I bought it so I could show it off on my channel here. But some people are still trying to get that ship, and it has a fantastic ability that they buffed, which I'm thankful for, with the mining. So you can mine crazy fast. I've got millions of the raw like Trillium A and D that I can use for my refine, so that's not a problem. But now, what have they done? They've yanked away your incentive, your engagement in the Mirror Universe, and already like difficult, like I said, a thing to convince the players that it's worth engaging in. And they've yanked it away from us. This reminds me very much of a couple things in game. When I first started the game, I remember when people had hit like that first lock, the 10 million lock, which wasn't actually a lock, and they found a way to remove that lock. They claim that it was never intended to be put in place. Oh, and when they did that, the backlash they got in the community, people were ticked. And they were able to, I think it took them a week or two or whatever it was, they took a little bit of time, and they were able to go back and to fix it so the lock actually became a thing. Huge backlash in the community. So that's one reason why I'm putting this video together, is with the voice of the community, we can make a difference. There's got to be enough of us. We've got to scream. We've got to be loud. We've got to say, hey, this is not acceptable. You've got to go into Discord, official Discord, and you've got to complain there. You all who are in the VIP channels, you've got to keep complaining there. We've got to send in tickets and complain. We've got to make our voices heard. Now, this doesn't mean you should be dropping any F-bombs by any means, but you need to make sure that you tell them, you know what, this is stupid. This is stupid. Free the loot goblin, as they've said. Okay. Same thing happened with the free gala, or what was it? I'm saying that wrong. Galia or gala? This one right here. Galia. When we were doing the what you call it, the Cardassian armadas, you know, they made it so her ability didn't work anymore, and the players were irate and they complained, and we got her freed. So we've got to make our voices heard. The big problem now is engagement. You want engagement in the game? Don't yank away something that you gave to the players. You did this. It was actually something I was like, okay, this is something worth engaging in. Not anymore. Not anymore. So here's what I would do with it. I'd be able to go into this system. I honestly, and maybe it's because people were all talking about it and Scoplied decided this isn't great, we're losing money on this, but I could go in every few days, every 2 or 3 days, depending upon what I'd invested in, maybe 3 days or 4, but every few days anyways. Do my refines in here. I could come into the mirror efficiency exchanges and I could claim all these. I was getting actually the benefit from all of these loots, these things I'd maxed. I was getting Syndicate XP, I was getting Voyager stuff, I was getting Stella stuff, and I wasn't having to necessarily engage in all these. So it was a time savings. Well, that's probably out the window now. Thanks a lot, Scoplied. Liquid Trillium D store. You know, I could get the district. I could, the stuff for the level up the district building for the benefits there, which, by the way, was going to increase my time there, Mirror Universe. Well, we'll see about that now. These Forbidden Tech, I was able to work on those. Holodeck Advancement, Forbidden Tech. Oh, Scoplied's probably like, oh, look at all this money that we're losing because we're letting people engage in the game. Crew exchanges, mirror dust. I was able to get all of this, and I guess I'm going to be scaling back now because I can't keep up with this. So there goes that engagement, Scoplied. So all this stuff, I'm basically have to start deciding what to give up because they have forced the player's hand. They forced my hand, and I'm not gonna be able to get as much to do my refines. I'm gonna have to remath it out. I'm gonna have to figure out what I can do and give up the rest. So, and instead, so what you used to be able to do, for those who don't know, maybe you haven't seen my previous video, but what you used to be able to do is you go in, you could hit these hostels, and here's the changes I made. I'll put this up on the screen too. That they changed it. It used to be that you could go in and you could hit hostels, hit 3 or 4 hostels, maybe 5, just hit a few hostels, and then it would force the system to respawn one of these loot goblins, right? Well, Scoplied changed it to, when they did the update, they changed it so that you couldn't do that anymore. And it basically would not spawn for like 25 to 30 minutes. So you would get 1, maybe 2 at the most of these loot goblins. So significantly impacting. I mean, I could get like 10,000 just by going to this system here, Mirrorhoven, you know, in the 30-minute window. I could get like 10,000. That's talking about for a few days. So now I'm getting like 400. Okay, and I know you're going to say this. I know there's other sources, claims, and whatnot. You can run the mirror universe waves. I was still doing all that, seeing value, but it kind of makes me want to stop doing it. To send a message to Scoplied, be like, screw this, you know? Why am I even engaging in this content? Not worth it. And the mirror universe waves are really only if you have strong enough ships they can do it. If you're not in a strong enough alliance, then you can't get sourcing that way. Anyways, they took that 25 to 30 minute window and now they've significantly reduced it. So that's great, but I'm still only getting a handful if I'm lucky. Still only getting a handful of the mirror universe hostiles that I can hit. So maybe gone from 10,000 to maybe 1 to 2,000. I don't know. I'd have to remath it out, double check. But for me, it's just like, man, you just really screwed things over here, didn't you? And Scopely keeps doing this. They keep giving stuff to players, and they keep deciding, you know what, we prioritize revenue in the short term over the long term of actually making the players happy. I'm convinced, absolutely convinced, that if the players are happy, you make engaging, fun content, find some way to make it competitive, you're going to get players that are more willing to open up their wallets and spend money. Now, sure, there's going to be people that never spend money, but if you've got VIPs and you've got low spenders, they're going to stop engaging. And is that what you really want? Just to sell a few more packs? I don't know. It's incredibly frustrating. And sure, you're probably thinking, oh, Grind Hunter's just making this video because because he can't get the 10,000 every day. Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably part of it. I'm feeling the pain, so I'm making the video. But I also feel like even if you had the prime, that you bought the primes, you had the efficiency, I still don't think you're getting as very much or near as much out of it because you can't get enough Trillium D. And then what's going to happen 5 to 6 months from now when they increase the sourcing for the mirror universe hostiles, not hostiles, for the officers like Picard and Data, and their significant costs to upgrade those? Oh, that's right. They're going to want you to buy more packs then in order to do it. All right, this is pretty much it for the video. I just had to complain, put this out into the galaxy. One, to remind you that my previous video is no longer applicable, that they've screwed this over once again. They've made it so that you can't really hit the hostiles. You know, it's just going to be one of those things where if you happen to be in a system where you see one, go ahead and hit it. But other than that, you know, don't try for it because it's not worth the time. It's not worth going to the mirror universe for 30 minutes waiting for those hostiles to spawn, and you're only getting a couple of hostiles in the whole 30 minutes that you're there. Oh, so frustrating. So my call to you all 1,500 plus subscribers here on YouTube is this: go out there, let Scoplied know that you're unhappy about this. If you're in the VIP channel, scream it to the rooftops. I mean, go out there and let Scoplied know you are not happy about this and to free the loot goblin, because that is the only way that this is going to increase our engagement. My engagement is going to go down significantly, and I know the rest of the players feel the same way. So let's free the loot goblin today, Scoplied. Thanks so much, everyone, and we'll talk to you next time.